Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I wash and clean my car. I got a lot of messages from you guys on my Instagram page about how I make my car appear so shiny and so clean. Well, just for this video, I didn't wash my car for a couple of weeks. I drove it around in the rain and everything and on dirty roads. And as you guys can see, the car is really dirty. You can see the mud traces everywhere. You can see the traffic film and everything. The wheels are covered in dirt and grime and brake dust. And the brake calipers are looking really dirty. So I usually start off by cleaning the wheels of the car first, because the wheels are generally the most dirty part of the car, and if you clean them afterwards, so after you've washed the car, you risk getting all the dirt and the brake dust on an already clean body of the car. So spray down the wheels, the tires, the rims, the brake calipers, everything to get that brake dust and all the dirt off them. These wheels are ceramically coated, so it should go pretty easily. Then I start off by cleaning the tires, and therefore I use a cleaning product called Gyeon Tire Cleaner, which is very effective and gets all the dirt off the tire. Spray deliberately on the tire, all around the tire. Make sure you get the bottom part of the tire as well. And as you guys can see, these wheels are really dirty because the product is immediately turning brown. Then get some on a stiff bristle brush and start scraping. Just get into that really well, scrape really good. Don't forget the bottom part of these wheels, because I cannot stress this enough. So many people forget it and the bottom just stays dirty. And this is not good for if you want to apply some kind of tire protection afterwards. So as you guys can see, it's turning really brown. Don't forget the small part between the tire and the rim as well, which I'm doing right here because that is also really dirty. And then you can just spray down the entire tire until all the product is gone. Usually I do it a second time as well, or a third time, depending on how dirty the tire is. And I keep doing this until the product is completely white, as you guys can see here. So in this case, I only needed about 2 goes with the product and the tire was completely clean. Next, I continue with cleaning the rims of the car. For that, I load up some car shampoo or some car foam into a hand pump, mix it up with some water, and spray liberally on the whole rim and even on the tires a little bit. You guys might have noticed that I'm not using a iron cleaning agent to clean these wheels. Well, this is because I have a ceramic coating on the wheels, and using iron products or iron cleaning products would break down this ceramic coating really easily. So I would not recommend using it. If you have to use it, just do it every 4 to 5 washes and water it down quite a bit, but still not recommended because the dirt will come off with regular products on ceramically coated wheels anyways. Then I take a soft bristle brush. I agitate all the dirt between the rims, between the spokes, on the nuts, the bolts, the brake caliper, the brake rotors, everywhere. This part that you guys see me cleaning right here, this little ledge between the spokes and the wheel barrel, is often forgotten by many people, and this is a part that a lot of grime and brake dust gets built up. So really get in there with a soft bristle brush and agitate the dirt so it comes off really well, and it will also look really beautiful. Next, I take a wheel woolly. I have a long wheel woolly with really soft microfiber bristles on it, and then I spray some product on the woolly itself and start by cleaning and scrubbing the barrel of the wheel. You can get these wheel woolies in different sizes and different shapes, depending on what kind of wheels you have. Before this, I used to have these 666M wheels, which were really hard and a pain in the ass to clean. And I used to have a really thin wheel woolly to clean those. Spray down the wheels liberally with a high pressure washer and make sure all the product is gone. Make sure it is not left behind in any nook or cranny or any hole like that, because you do not want the remainder of this product to harden up in the sun or something like that and then damaging the wheels afterwards. And now it is time to wash the car itself. I start off by spraying down the car from top to bottom, getting all the traffic film and the dirt off. I know there are people who say that you have to put car foam on the car before spraying it down and let it work in the dirt and then spraying it down. I've tried both methods. This one works better for me, or I didn't notice any significant difference between both methods, and this car is ceramically coated anyways, so dirt comes off pretty easily. One pro tip is to leave your car keys far away from your car, or you will lock and unlock it unwillingly, as I am doing right here. Do not forget to spray down behind the number plate as well, or the license plate, because there's a lot of dirt build up behind there, and also the bottom parts of the car, because a lot of people tend to forget it or don't think that is important, but it is very, very important to do that, especially the part around the exhaust pipes, the diffusers in the rear, because those things get dirty really fast. After spraying down the car, I grab a bug removing product and spray it on the front of the car. This product, in my case, I am using Geon Bug and Grime. This will soften up all the bugs and the insects and all the insect guts and everything that have splattered onto your car from hard driving. And I spray it deliberately on, or liberally on, I keep saying deliberately, but liberally on the front of the car, and leave it to rest for a couple of minutes. Next, I'm going to foam the car down with Magifoam from Autobrite. This is a really nice and a really thick kind of foam, and it kind of smells coconutty, so it has a really nice scent to it. And it is especially for cars that are really, really dirty or haven't been washed in a really long time. Make sure you cover the entire car with it so it starts working on the dirt. While the foam is doing its magic and attacking the dirt on the car, I take a exterior brush and I start working on all the badges around the car, on all the parts that are a bit difficult to clean with a regular wash mitt, especially in the front, on the grille of the car, on the kidneys, around the lights and everything. Here you see me cleaning the grille. A lot of dirt gets in there and it's really difficult to remove, and you cannot even get in there with a wash mitt because these are really, really narrow. Usually I leave the foam on the car between 5 to 10 minutes, and never in direct sunlight because the foam will get hard and it's going to be a bit hard to remove from the car as well. Don't forget the part where you put in fuel, so the fuel cap in and around it as well. For this part, I would also recommend using a soft bristle brush, because if you use a brush with stiff bristles, it's gonna scratch and swirl the paint or damage the ceramic coating. Also work really, really well in and around the badges on the rear of the car. And a lot of people also forget that there's a lot of grime buildup in and around the mirrors, especially between the mirror itself and the mirror cap. After 10 to 12 minutes, you can start removing the foam from the car. Just use water liberally and hose it down really, really well, because this foam is really thick, and if it gets stuck between panel gaps or little nooks and crannies, it will get hard there, and it's a really pain in the ass to remove afterwards. For the contact wash, I am going to use Geon Restart Wash. This is a shampoo I use once a month or every 4 to 5 washes to rejuvenate the ceramic coating and the hydrophobic properties of the coating. Usually what I use is Geon Bath Plus, which is a nice shampoo. It doesn't foam up that much, but it cleans the car really well and it has a nice smooth texture to it. If I want a foamy shampoo, I use Rush Gold Wash, which also has a really nice scent to it. Anyways, of Geon Restart Wash, I put between 10 to 15 pumps in a large bucket of water, and then I hit it with the pressure washer to get kind of a foamy vibe going on. Take a microfiber wash mitt and cover it in the car shampoo. Really soak it in and start washing the car from the top down. Do not put any pressure on the wash mitt, just let the mitt do the work and glide over the surface of the car. Here you guys can see that I'm applying a little bit more pressure on the bonnet of the car. This is because the front of my car, so the bonnet and the bumpers and side fenders and the mirrors, are covered in paint protective foil. So I'm not too worried about scratching the paint. Another tip that I use, or another trick that I use, is I pour some car shampoo on the car before I go over it with a mitt, as to lubricate the surface of the car and minimize the chance for scratching. The best way to wash your car is to divide it in sections. So the top section, the middle section, and the bottom section. You also have the front and the rear section, which are the dirtiest parts of the car, apart from the wheels. And just work your way down. The more you move down, you're going to have to, if you're really at the bottom of the car, you're going to have to turn your mitt. And also, very importantly, something that I forgot to say or mention in the beginning of this video is that I use the 2-bucket method. So I have a second bucket with clean water in which I do clean the mitt before I load it up with new shampoo. Here you guys can see me use the second bucket to clean the wash mitt and then just pour the dirty water of the mitt directly onto the streets or into a sewage system. The bottom of the car is really dirty, so I did turn the mitt or flip the mitt to not get any dirt and grime on the clean side, or the side that I used to wash the top part of my car with, as to prevent scratches. After completing the contact wash, you can start rinsing off the car, starting from the top and gradually moving to the bottom of the car. Make sure you get every little nook and cranny, every panel gap, get the soap and the shampoo out of everywhere. Make sure it doesn't stick onto the car and it doesn't leave any residue that can later cause any issues on the paint. Make sure you also liberally spray down behind the rear license plate to make sure that there is no residue of any shampoo or car foam left that can later streak your paint. For drying, I use thick microfiber drying towels that have a huge capacity to absorb a lot of water and they don't leave behind any streaks or any drop residue. Once again, do not put any pressure on the car or on the paint itself, just let the towel do its work. One thing that I always do before I start drying the body of my car is I open up all the doors and the trunk lid and I clean and dry the door sills, because a lot of water and soap gets stuck in there, and when you drive away it will release some of that water and it will make for some streaking on your paint. And I have a dedicated towel for that. Do not use the towel that you use for cleaning your paint. Also, do not forget to dry the fuel cap area and the area behind it, because there will also be a lot of water stuck behind there, which will also make for a lot of streaking when you drive off and the drops start pouring out of there. I also use a dedicated towel to dry the wheels and the rims and the tires of the car. And for obvious reasons, I'm not going to use the main towel that I use to dry the paint of my car with. Look at how these wheels are shining. This is such a satisfying feeling. I am by no means a skilled car detailer or anything like that, but I just like to wash my own cars, maintain them myself. And if you guys follow these tips and tricks and these steps, you will be rewarded by a very shiny, very clean vehicle that will brighten up the streets and give you pleasure everywhere you go. Check out these images of how this car is shining. This is so satisfying and gives us such a good feeling. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you guys found this video anything entertaining or informative at all, please like and subscribe.